Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, Stormers versus the Sharks. The Rainbow Cup South Africa is here and will begin this weekend. And whilst it is not the competition that we hoped for and that we thought it was going to be, it is still rugby and it is still nice preparation for the British and Irish Lions series. That squad is set to be announced next week, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you smash like on the video as well, and we'll keep you up to date with exactly what's happening on the Lions front over the next sort of week, really. But this weekend, it is all about local rugby action once again. And whilst I know we're very bored of this competition, I think that we can all agree that we've seen quite a lot of local domestic sort of derbies. It is going to be a little bit better than the preparation series because we are back to sort of full strength sides. And I suppose you've got to look at what are we trying to get out of this series. And for me, it's the likes of Siya Kolisi getting fitted into form. Piet-Steph du Toit is back, so he needs to get into form as well. And that's what the series is all about. And it's also a nice opportunity to see, much more so than maybe the preparation series, are our sides, how are our sides shaping up? When we go into the Pro 14 at the end of the year, the Pro 16, whatever it's going to be called, which unions are ready, which unions are not, which unions need to strengthen certain positions, and I look at the sort of teams that are being named around the country, and I worry about the Lions. But, you look at the Bulls, you look at the Sharks, and even the Stormers to a certain degree. I think, got very, very strong squads. And if they can really start to put in big performances, there's no reason why we can't sort of go and take Europe by storm. And some interesting news is that the SS teams are potentially being linked with almost pretty much automatic inclusion in the European Champions Cup, which will be very cool. And look, it's going to be quite a contentious subject because if the four South teams were to go into the Champions Cup, it would probably be at the expense of some of the other Pro 14 sides, and so they're going to fight it. But if they do, as a South African, that's what we want to see. We want to see Bulls versus, Sale Sharks, Harlequins, Racing, Stade de France, all these sort of big sides in and across the world playing against each other. That's what we want to see, and that's where I think we'll see the value in going north. Not necessarily maybe in the Pro 14, because I do think that some of the sides will be weaker than Super Rugby sides. But when you play the Champions Cup, then you're starting to play some of the best players in the world, some of the best teams in the world. But in terms of all odds this weekend, this is how the Stormers are shaping up for the clash against the Sharks. The big name there is Piet-Steph du Toit is back at number 7. He comes back from injury. It has pretty much, 2 months, just about 2 months ready to get back into full fitness and full form ahead of the British and Irish Lions first test, which is in July. So Stephen Kitsoff will captain the side. Scout Ntebeni gets the nod ahead of Bongi Mbonambi. I do wonder if that's maybe not a sign that Bongi Mbonambi is still not signing a new contract and looking to move elsewhere. He has been heavily linked to the Sharks, and I think that he would be a fantastic addition and really start to put the finishing touches on what is a world-class outfit. Francois Herbert, though, is the tight head for the day. So it is a Springbok front row with Bongi Mbonambi, World Cup winner, coming off the bench. What a pleasure. Jay Shukaling and Marvin Ori getting his first sort of, I suppose, competitive debut. This is a competition which World Cup caps is not sort of friendly like the preparation series was. Namak Laba, Piet-Steph du Toit, and Willie Engelbrecht we get built on loan at the Stormers in place of Joanna Augustus, who has been ruled out for quite a long time. He sustained a long-term injury. I think it's a very good loose trio. Willie Engelbrecht was one of the best players, I thought, of the sort of non-major unions during the preparation series, Currie Cup and Super Rugby Unlocked. So I think, a nice opportunity here to sort of demonstrate he deserves to be at a bigger union full-time. Herschel Yankees will partner Cade Bollitt, who's continued to be back at fly half a position. It's a bit of a sketchy one for the Stormers. It's what's going to happen with Damian Venus. So when Warwick Halan comes back, these big decisions to make. I do think Damian Venus is better at fullback, where he does start. The wing, Siabela Sinatla, a lot of pace there. Edward van der Merwe as well on the other wing. And then Rikus Pretorius and Ruan now, their number one centre pairing. On the bench, Bongi Mbonambi, as we said, Ali van Mark, Neetling Forshire, Ernst van Rijn, Evan Reus, Paul de Wet, Adna van Rienen, and Dan Duplessis. So it's a pretty strong Stormer side. And I think if you look at that starting lineup, with the injuries that are taken into account, that's probably the strongest lineup they can name at the moment. Ruanel is definitely their best outside centre. John Dobson has said so as much. It's a very, very decent pack. They are up against a very star-studded Shark side. However, So if we look over here, Oxenchair, who's been brilliant and I think probably deserves a call up to the Springboks. He starts at loose head. Fez Mbate gets the nod at hooker. Lots to prove with all the links to Bongi and Nambi. Kieran from Furin will provide the cover off the bench there. Thomas du Toit starts at tight head. So a very nice front row. The locks, they're going with Ruben van Heerden and Reniel Hugo. Sia Khaleesi, Henko Fenta, and Sikon Bozinoche are the loose trio. There's no room for Dylan Richardson, which probably upset quite a few fans, given how prolific he was in the Currie Cup and Super Rugby Unlocked. He does not get a chance this week, though. Somebody who does get a chance is attacking scrum off Grant Williams. He comes in. There is no Jaden Hendrickse. Sanena Nahamba is coming off the bench. Curran Bosch starts at fly half. Yao Penkle, Spoon and Corsi are the two wings. Jeremy Ward partners his captain, Lacanio, in the midfield. Apelele Fassi at fullback. Somebody else who's really making a stake or a claim for the Springbok side as well. Off the bench, Kieran van Vuuren, Instukum Kuno, who we saw who a fantastic try against the Lions. Vian Herbst is back down in Durban, was playing at the Lions. Yet to find a mesh, a future star, big prospect there. Piet-Steph du Toit, another very talented youngster. Snell Nahamba, Mani Liebok, Werner Cox. So some game changers on the bench. You know, Liebok's a game changer. Nahamba's a game changer. I love Piet-Steph du Toit. I think he's a very nice, dynamic player. JJ van der Mesh is, you know, a very promising player. People are sort of already looking at, you know, future block and stuff like that. Lots of talent there. So it's two very, very strong sides. And I think the Sharks will go in as favourites, but there's no reason why, you know, if Piet-Steph du Toit can hit the ground running, that is a huge boost for the Stormers. And I think that it's going to be quite a different game. I think you've got quite a physical pack with the Stormers compared to, you know, Sia Khaleesi, Sukamoza, Noche, Heko Fenta. These players love running with the ball. And we know the Sharks. They'll try and throw the ball around. So then we're going to see conflicting sort of approaches. I think that Cade Boyles is going to be very tested in terms of his kicking game ahead of Curran Bosch. I think we've all seen how good Curran Bosch's boot is at the moment, so that'll be a very big advantage for them. So I'm going to go with the Sharks victory. I'm going to go by 5, though. I think it's going to be quite close. We will be live for this game, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Then you get a notification that we are live, so make sure you turn those notifications on, and we'll obviously have a review of the game as well. Lions versus Bulls, we've got a preview coming up later as soon as the Bulls drop their team. Lions have already released their team, quite a new look team, lots of inexperience, and as a Lions fan, a bit concerning about the sort of depth at the Union at the moment, but more about that in that preview as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you very soon.